Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and today's a really big day for me. I'm really excited to show you our first production version of our shell Cordovan belt. This shell Cordovan belt that we're about to look at is now available for pre-order on our website. The first one that we're going to offer is in one of my favorite shell Cordovan colors. This is color number 4 shell Cordovan. You might notice that range of color. Some angles it's a little bit of a darker brown, and then at the lighter angle here it's a little bit more red. This belt has a veg tan horsehide strip as the liner, and the way that this was conceived was it was very much inspired by the original use for shell Cordovan. So on the table here I have something called a razor strop, and this is an old piece that was originally owned by the second generation of Horween leather. This was a razor strop for Arnold Horween. So back in the 30s or 40s, we're not actually certain how old this razor strop was, but you'll notice that there are 2 layers of leather for this razor strop. And the 2 layers of leather that comprise the razor strop here are the exact same layers of leather on our new shell Cordovan belt. This side here is the sharpening side, and on the top side here, this says the finishing side. On the sharpening side, this is actually the horsehide strip. This is the area just along the top edge of the Cordovan in the horse butt, and this side here is the traditional shell Cordovan. And I do happen to have a horsehide strip in front of me, as well as 2 pieces of color number 4 shell Cordovan. But before we get to these, let me take you over to the leather tannery to show you what the hide looks like before it has been cropped apart into these 2 different segments. So you can see here on this whole horse butt, this has not been cropped. So the horse butt strip is still attached to the top section of the 2 oval shapes of the shells. And if you look really closely, you can see the density and the luster is a little bit different where the shell is, and it's a little bit more fibrous and open in the strip section on the top up here. And I'm back at the shop now. I've got the horse butt strip as well as the 2 shells, and these are finished products. You'll notice the horse butt strip is that light natural veg tan color. This mustache shaped piece is that part of the leather that was from the top of the 2 shells. So you can see here how they come all together. We've got the 2 ovals. Those are the dense fiber layers called the shell that sit just below the horsehide strip. So for me, just seeing the lineage of how we've come to the shell Cordovan belt here is really cool. All the way back from maybe the 30s or 40s with that razor strop, now to the shell Cordovan belt. So in theory, you could take this belt off, hang it up on a wall, and sharpen and hone any blade. I don't necessarily recommend doing that, but in theory you could do it. Let me show you some more of the details on the shell Cordovan belt. You'll notice again, this is a 2-layer belt. It's extra thick. It's roughly 12 to 14 ounces thick. You might get some that are slightly thicker or maybe even very slightly thinner. And the reason for that is each piece of shell Cordovan varies slightly in weight. And because of the thickness and the liner on the belt, this is a really tough and resilient belt. It's very different than most shell Cordovan belts that we see in the market today. So I envision this belt as more of a jean belt. I've actually been wearing it with my raw denim and I really enjoy it. Let's take a look at the adjustment holes. And this is the tip side of the belt. So you see we've got that nice, interesting shape. This is the same shape that is on our unlined belt for the tip of the belt here, but we've changed something a little bit different on the holes. I want to make sure that this belt lasts you a long time, so we've included a couple additional adjustment holes. You'll notice there are 7 holes on our shell Cordovan belt. All of the belts here are sized to the middle hole. So this belt is a 36-inch belt, and if we measure from where the leather wraps around the buckle here all the way down to that center hole, we will get exactly 36 inches with some additional holes just in case you change size. So I'm really happy with how our shell Cordovan belts are turning out. They're looking really beautiful, and I've been very much enjoying mine. I've actually had to go through several years of prototyping shell belts to get this one just right. Some of the challenges were how the leather overlaps, because you cannot make a single piece of shell Cordovan into a belt unless you're making it out of a mule shell, which tends to be really rare. There's only about a dozen of those every year that the tannery comes across. And because it's a little bit more of a rare color and it's tough to get the long pieces of the horsehide strips, we're not able to make a ton of these. So these are limited in quantity. I'm going to be offering a pre-order on these for the next week, and it's going to take us about 2, maybe 3 months to make them, depending on how many people pick up some belts. So if you're interested in our brand new shell Cordovan belt, color number 4, I thought was a great place to start. We're going to be doing other colors of these in the future as well, but you can pick up the color 4 on a pre-order right now on our website, ashlandleather.com. And of course, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thanks again so much for checking out the video here with the old razor strop and our brand new razor strop inspired shell belts. Until next time, hope you have a good one and take care.